Now, this is something very, very special. Inside this cardboard box, which is best I can estimate is about 66 years old, is what it says on the box. This is a Daisy Model 98 Eagle BB gun. These are made between 55 and 1960. I know this is 1958 or earlier because this was made in the Plymouth, Michigan factory, and Daisy moved to Rogers, Arkansas in 1958. And there you can see in all its glory. The reason why this is so special is that the Daisy Eagles are extremely rare over here in the UK. They're not that common over in the United States, but they are usually missing the scope and the leather strap. And I'm fairly certain that this is the original leather strap. That is very definitely the original scope. And to get all of this, plus some of the documentation, this is the instructions, these came with a little leather BB pouch, which was a BB loader pouch, and this was the packet that came in. Unfortunately that's missing, but come on, everything else that's in here. This is the instructions for the scope, how to mount it, and underneath here, I'll take the gun out in a minute, this is some very, very old NRA official targets. To have all of this and the box in the UK, I mean, this is just, well, unbelievable. Yeah, I'll turn the lights away a bit so that we can turn down the glare on the white stuff, and we'll close in and have a look at each one of these things. This is the little Daisy Model 98 Eagle instructions. I'll open that out so you can see what's on the inside. So the top part on this side is the sort of registration card, which hasn't been filled out, which is amazing. It's a shame that the date purchased isn't on there. That would be really nice. But then we come down a bit, which is upside down. That's the instructions, but you saw that on the previous shot. And then down here we got the guarantee. So that's that side. Let's turn it over and have a look at the other side. So that's just the back of the guarantee, which you're supposed to mail off to the factory in Plymouth, Michigan. Then above that you got a list of parts and an exploded diagram. How amazing is that? Let's close in on it a minute, because it's quite fascinating. Well, it is if you're interested in these things. It's quite fascinating to me. There you go. That's your Daisy Model 98 exploded diagram, and the list of all the spare parts. Next we have the Daisy BB loader. I would imagine there's very few of these actually left anywhere in the world. This is the packet it would have come in. It shows you a refill pack here for BBs. They're triple tested for proper roundness. Flip that over. You can see the other side. So the fact that this is still here, to me, is just amazing. I just think it's incredible. Then we have Scope, Dope and Shooting Manual. That's the instructions for installing and setting up the scope. I'll open that out so you can have a look. Again, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. I mean, it's basically just a manual telling you how to install the scope, set it up. But the writing is quite small. But it's still a wonderful thing to have. Let me flip it over. There's the other side. More instructions. How to stand, how to shoot laying down, how to shoot crouching. Instruction manual there on the parts list for the scope, and then some information on the back page about official NRA targets and Daisy practice targets. It's just lovely to have this documentation. And then finally a couple of official National Rifle Association official 15-foot qualification targets, and they've been used, and if they were used with this gun, then that ties up with exactly what I'm seeing, because I've put a few BBs through it and it's shooting high and to the right. So it was when it was new. But hopefully we can sort that out. Now, It's not without its issues. It does have a few, but it does function. It's a bit down on power, but I suspect it's not been used for a long time and it needs oiling. The first problem was the scope. Now, the dealer that I bought this from did tell me that the scope was damaged. When I first got it, I couldn't see what the hell they were going on about, because it seemed fine. But again, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see this. The scope tube, which is only plastic, was cracked across here. And if you put pressure on this end, the crack would open up and you could see it. So I dribbled in a little bit of super glue and held it together. And that seems to have sorted it out. I don't know how long that will last. Maybe the shock of firing the gun will break that open again. But for the time being, that seems to be holding okay. What else? Oh yes, let's have a close look at the forestock. Unfortunately, there is a lump missing from the plastic forestock there, which it's not too noticeable. Obviously, you can't see it from the other side, but it's a shame. But then, you know, this is over 60 years old, and for that reason alone, you know, I think it's an actually remarkable condition. It really is. Now, at this end of the gun, unfortunately, the shot tube, which it's a bottle cap, so it does come undone, but it won't tighten up. So this it screws in, but you can't pull it out, but it doesn't go tight. Now, I don't know whether it's supposed to go tight or not. On my other bottle cap Daisy, it does tighten up, so I don't know. But I need to oil it up anyway, and we'll take a look at the thread when I take the shot tube out. I just wanted to show you this. Sadly, the plastics that Daisy used for their forestock and buttstock over time do warp, as you can see quite clearly here on the butt pad, where it's starting to bulge out. This is very good though, because the rest of it is fine. It's literally just here that you notice the warping. Okay, we'll go down each side of the gun and have a closer look at it. On this side, you can clearly see the lovely embossed eagle emblem on there, which is really nice. We'll have a quick scan down the length of the gun so you can see what's going on. They get quite a nice effect with the plastic, almost quite a nice wood grain effect. We've got a Daisy aluminium lever, or lever. The scope is mounted on the other side, so it's not actually affixed to the top. We will have a quick look at the fixed rear sights. I don't quite know how well you can see that, but it's a 2-blade rear sight, and you can fold it that way. This is the V-notch one. This is a peephole, this one here, so it does fold up. So you can select either if you're using the fixed sights. Sadly, the decal on here is rather badly worn, so there's not really a lot left of it, but you can still see what was there originally. And this is of course a wide body Daisy, so this part of the receiver is wider than on a conventional, say, Red Ryder. But we'll go down the rest of it. There you go. I'll flip it over, you can have a look at the other side. Now, the embossed medallion on this side of the buttstock is in fact the Daisy pledge. I don't know whether you can see that, but that's rather nice to have on there as well. So that's what you. And there you can see the scope mount. It's just this plate basically that mounts there on those 2 screws. And there you go. That's a sort of close look at it. There's a roll stamp. I'm not quite sure how well you'll be able to make that out, but it says model number 98, and then underneath it says Plymouth, Michigan, and obviously there's a serial number. Well, here's a shot tube, and this is in remarkably good condition. I don't think this has been used very much. I mean, all the paint's still on it, apart from a little bit that's rubbed off there. you know, it's in really good condition. There's the fluty bit where the BBs run down into the breech. It really is in remarkably good condition. So I'll clean that, and we'll also put some oil down the barrel shroud, and oil up the seal at the end, and put some oil in the spring hole where it's supposed to go, which won't do it any harm. And then we'll do some shooting with it. Wow, nothing particularly impressive about that, but I did get all 5 shots on the target, and that's obviously a bit of a fluke, the one that's just on the ball there. But no, so it's okay. It's very underpowered. It really does need, I think, stripping down, possibly a new spring and seal and an air tube would help a lot. But it works, and you know, that's, you know, not too bad at all. And for those who are interested, the ammunition was Umarex 177 steel BBs. So there you go. I think that'll about covers the Daisy Eagle model 98. I think it's a wonderful gun. I'm very, very lucky to have this one in my collection, and one day I need to spend some time on it, strip it apart, and do a little bit of remedial work to see if we can get the power up a bit. But no, a lovely, lovely gun. As always, hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers.